Hello everyone, I am William and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we will be continuing with the Driving Academy. Specifically this week we will be going for Chapter 4, Reversing with a Trailer. Now, the astute among you may notice that I seem to have already completed most of these scenarios, and that's for the simple reason of this is my third attempt trying to record this, because the previous couple attempts went wrong. Let's take a quick look on how that would have looked. I do appreciate how the example truck is just going full blast in reverse. It's a new day, my recording software seems to be holding itself together. Let's see how much of this I have remembered. Reversing with a trailer. Let's try our hand at reversing with a trailer. It's easier than it looks, you just need to be patient. Start reversing and get the tractor in line with the trailer. Be sure you're lined up properly, or you won't be able to make the connection. If it's not right, you can always pull forwards and try again. The tractor's fifth wheel will lock onto the trailer's kingpin. Apply the parking brake and connect the trailer. In real life, you'll have to exit the truck to connect the air and electrical lines and raise the landing gear, but here we'll do that for you. How very kind. Drive forward and follow the road markings to the right and into the marked lane. The goal is to line up with the parking area behind you. Once you feel you are relatively in line with it, you can begin reversing. The trailer will always turn opposite to the tractor. To turn the trailer, you'll need to steer the tractor in the opposite direction you want the trailer to go towards. To straighten the trailer out again, turn the tractor toward the trailer. Keep the trailer pointed toward the marked area, then try to keep the tractor somewhat aligned with the trailer. You'll have to make constant minor corrections. Correct deviations from your path with small turns of the steering wheel as soon as they happen. If you oversteer it, you can end up far outside your desired path. Stop in the designated area, secure the truck, and shut down the engine. Let's do this thing. First step, turn on the truck. Turn on the truck. Parking brake off. I turn the parking brake back on. Parking brake off. Let's reverse toward the trailer. Simple as that. Keep it slow. Line up properly. Connection made. Let's line up with that parking space over there. And I tried rushing through it and failed immediately. Let's go. And again. Make sure to actually set the parking brake before pulling off this time. There we go. Now let's line up with that parking space. Take it a bit wide so that the trailer can line up with the parking space behind me. Drive forward until the trailer straightens itself out. That's straightened out enough. Go in reverse and begin reversing. You know, one benefit of playing with keyboard is that in the instructions it said you have to turn the tractor in the reverse direction that you want the trailer to turn. But with keyboard, if you're in this reverse-looking view, you still kind of have left for left and right for right because it's reversing the direction of the steering wheel, which in turn you want to reverse to steer the trailer. So it's not flawless, but it's very helpful. And we're done. Reversing into a turn. In this scenario, you'll have to reverse into the parking spot that is behind you on your driver's side. There are a few tips to remember that will help you a lot with reversing trailers. The first is that the trailer will always want to turn to the opposite direction of how you steer the tractor, unless you have a keyboard. Sort of. The second is that you can get a good sense of where the trailer is heading by watching the axles of the truck and trailer. Third, small inputs will get you where you need to go. No need to overwork it. Start turning the tractor away from the parking spot slightly, and the trailer will begin to point towards it. Follow the trailer, making adjustments as you go to keep it on the right path. Watch your trailer wheels and the rear wheel of the tractor. These will tell you where the trailer is pointed and where the tractor is pushing it. A fourth tip is it's always easier to turn the trailer sharper than it is to try to straighten it out from a jackknife. Aim for the outside of the spot until you are closer to it, then you can turn a bit sharper to align your trailer. As the trailer enters the parking spot, get the tractor in front of the trailer. Try to avoid too many adjustments inside the spot. Reverse between the barriers, check both sides as you go. Secure the truck and shut down the engine. Bosh. Let's do this thing. So, truck on, parking brake off, in reverse, set out toward the spot. Let's make a slight turn early. try to get the trailer going toward the spot. I think this turn may be a bit too gentle. Got a lot of room on that side, right? Yep, I'm fine on that side. I'm coming in a little sharp, so I'm going to straighten off a little. I know it said aim for the outside, but I can see the inside, so I'm going to aim for the inside and try to overshoot it a little. That looks good. Straighten off with the spot. Get in front of the trailer and wait for it to turn green. There we go. Secure the truck, shut down the engine. Boom diada. Alley parking maneuver. Parking here requires an alley parking maneuver. This is a typical parking maneuver for truckers, as they will encounter this sort of parking situation almost daily in their careers, whether it's to load up or unload a trailer or to park for the night in a truck stop. This is a similar maneuver to the previous scenario, but you'll have less room to work, so you will need to plan your moves accordingly, and be careful not to hit anything. Since there is less room, your timing will be more important. Turn the trailer at the right time and watch the tractor and trailer wheels to see where it will go. Keep your tail swing in mind and remember not to jackknife. Keep pushing the trailer. Try to steer the trailer toward the alley earlier rather than later. This will give you room on the other side to swing the front of the trailer around and get the tractor in front of it. Once your trailer is in the alley, get the tractor in front of it. It's better to do this a bit earlier than your instinct might initially have you believe. You can always correct it as you reverse to your final position. Get the tractor and trailer straight and stop in the designated area. Secure the truck and shut down the engine. Here we go. Truck on, parking brake off, in reverse, and start backing up. In my previous couple attempts, this was always the one that gave me a bit of trouble, and one of the few ones that did give me a bit of trouble. I feel like this chapter overall is a bit easier than driving forward, but I think that's just because the scenarios are much shorter. It'd be really embarrassing if I miss this now, since I've done it twice before. But now that looks like a good angle. How am I looking on this side? Oh, I'm running a bit wide on that side, but should have plenty of room on the sidewalk unless there's a pole. Okay, I'm starting to turn less sharp than I need to. I might want to straighten off a bit. Yeah, definitely want to straighten off a bit. Not the smoothest, but it's getting there. How's it looking in my other mirror? I cannot see anything. Good. That's always a fun sign. Oh, that was a bit close. That's a pole. That's a pole that I don't want to hit. I'm a bit to the far side, but will this still count, or do I need to? Yeah, I think I was too far over, then I hit a pole. Great. That's embarrassing. And again. But yeah, as I said, of the 9 scenarios in this chapter, this is definitely one of the harder ones, just because there's like no room to work, and so the margin for error is really, really narrow. At least it's short. It's not like the driving forward courses, where it's probably like a solid 5 minutes just to get through the course correctly, and if you mess up, you have to go all the way back to the start. Here, if you mess up, the start's literally right over there. But I suppose that makes sense. You know, when you're in a truck, pretty much the only time you'll be reversing is if you're parking, or if you've messed up your alignment in some way and need to back up a little bit on the road. But even then you should probably avoid that. But driving forward, that is what trucks are designed to do primarily. So makes sense that the driving forward will be a little bit more intense than the driving backwards. But we are good with this. In this scenario, your task will be to park in the space located next to you. There is not much room to maneuver, so you'll have to do a little extra work to get the trailer where you want it. Drive straight up to the barrier. Turn the steering wheel sharply to the driver's side before moving. This way, you'll start turning the trailer toward the parking space as soon as you begin reversing, saving valuable space. Once you have the trailer pointed where you want it, get the tractor in front of the trailer and start steering into the parking spot. From this point onwards, it's not so different from a regular parking maneuver. Keep reversing and watch both sides. Keep the tractor and trailer lined up with the parking spot. Stop in the designated area, secure the truck, and shut down the engine. Truck on, in gear, parking brake off. Head up to the barrier, and when I tried this the first time, I did accidentally run long and run directly into the barrier, so trying to not repeat that. Now, let's start swinging that way. That looks like a good line. Just try to not hit the inside of the turn. Make sure that I'm good on this side. Yeah, I'm good on that side. There's plenty of room in front of me. Just try to keep it in a straight line, and boom. Did it. Diagonal parking in reverse. Diagonal parking seems easier at a glance, but it can often be more challenging than typical alley parking maneuvers. Reverse toward the parking spot, keep the tractor and trailer straight for now. As you get closer, let your trailer walk closer to the parked trucks. This will help you turn it into the spot when you reach it. Start turning the trailer into the parking spot. Keep your trailer close to the truck on your driver's side, as you'll need the space on the other side. Once the trailer is well into the parking spot, start turning the tractor to follow the trailer in. Park in the designated area, secure the truck, and shut down the engine. Truck on, in reverse, parking brake off, and set off. Yeah, the directions say that this is a bit harder than alley parking, but I think that's mainly just because you have a little bit less space to work with, and I turned slightly wrong way. And it's also a bit harder to see where the other side is, but you're also turning the truck a lot less. I think it's only a 45-degree angle rather than 90, so you don't have to swing out as much, and you can more easily see where the full space is. So I personally find this a bit easier. The only question is how much room do I have on that side? I've got plenty of room on that side. And I'm just going to try to hug the inside of this. Oh, how much room do I have on that side? Not nearly enough from the looks of it. Yeah, definitely not nearly enough. All that talk about me saying that I found this easier and I messed this up. Well, I guess I messed up alley parking too. And again, so I think I'll want to start turning toward the trucks here. Hopefully I don't hit that Mack that's in the parking spot over there. And once the wheels go past the front of his cab, and that's when I want to start turning in. Make sure I don't hit this guy right here. Oh, I think I turned way too late. Yeah, I turned way too late. Dang it. And again, I've gotten confident and that is working against me actively. I still overshot that. Wow. Okay. And again, not doing more walking this time, just gonna try to send it into the parking spot immediately. I'll walk a little bit, but don't like focus too much on it and try to turn earlier. Big concern is undershooting it and hitting that Kenworth truck right there. But I think I should be well past it by now. That's a better angle. It's still really wide. And that is not enough room on that side. Okay, I'm going forward. I'm gonna try to realign this again. All that talk about this being easier than alley parking, and I've messed this up way more. But I think that's just because I'm trying to rush this. I think I got in my head that this is easier when it's still really hard. But if I recall correctly, like the first time I did this, I did it first try. It's just, I don't know why I'm messing up now. It's just, brains are weird, I guess. Dang it. And again, I will walk this time, but this time I'm going to start turning earlier rather than waiting for the trailer to get past the front of that truck there. It's still way too late. It's still way too late. I can't see the parking space. That's the thing. And I know that this is just like a driving academy thing, and in real life I wouldn't have the big white outline, but I'm aiming for the white outline and I don't want to hit the other truck, so it's just confusing me. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. And again, alright, so I think the whole walk thing is just a sham. So I think what I actually want to do is to just go forward, leave a lot of room, and then cut in later, or cut in earlier. The pro side of the walk is it gives me a lot of room on this side, which I don't have a lot of here. Yeah, and again, that looks a lot better. Alright. Now that that's lined up with the parking space, I'm going to try to back up this way. Try to get around it, trying to make sure... What did I hit? What? Oh, I hit the barrier. And again. Yeah, I walked too much. And again, make sure that I don't hit the trucks on this side. I hit the trucks on this side, and again, just had to open my mouth and say that this was easier than alley parking, didn't I? I just had to open my mouth and say it. Make sure to not hit this guy. Yep, we're going away from them. That looks lined up to me. Now let's just make sure that we have enough room on this side to make the turn in front. We did not. And again, I think now is about the time I want to straighten off. No, that is way in the space. And again, I don't know where my front is. That's the scary part. It's in the wall. And again, is that gonna hit the yellow truck? Yes. And again, I didn't get around this guy. And again, trying to get this thing aligned up with the space. I just don't have any room. That's the thing. I don't have any room. And I don't know how I did this so easily before. Somehow I did, and now I can't reproduce it. I don't know what's going on. Now this is looking a lot better. I started the turn early. I did it sharp. Now I don't need to go all the way to the far side to line up. Now the real question is, will this be enough? Yes, let's go. Did it. And the next one's harder. Blind side reversing. In this scenario, you'll learn the blind side reversing maneuver. Blind siding should generally be avoided unless there is no alternative, as your visibility is severely limited. Take your time and err on the side of extreme caution. Drive well past the parking spot and give yourself room to work once you start reversing. Come to a stop, check your surroundings, and start reversing. Turn the tractor away from the spot. This will push the front of the trailer around, and in turn point the rear of the trailer toward the parking spot you want to go into. Be careful not to overdo it, or you can risk jackknifing the combination. As the trailer enters the parking spot, start straightening the truck out. Stop in the designated area and secure the truck. Here we go. Truck on, parking brake off, in reverse, except I want to go forward first. So yeah, this is basically just the alley parking maneuver from before, except we're turning that way. And instead of having this entire field of view, I have those wing mirrors. Get into this spot, start reversing. So yeah, in case you couldn't tell, our visibility is just extremely limited. I don't think I can even see the parking spot that we want to go into for this. And I'm actively turning the wrong way, which isn't helping. Oh, there it is. There's the parking spot we want to turn into. Right, there's the trailer, and I've lost visual on the parking spot. So yeah, this one's challenging just because it feels a bit random, because you can barely see where you're going. But the nice thing about it is that it's a bit more lenient than the previous scenarios. So I'm just gonna look there and hope that that's in. No, that's hitting that yellow truck. Of course, the simple answer is just go into like a third-person view, but that would be cheating. Much better just to zoom and apparently hit trucks. And again, so let's see if we can see the parking space. We have visual on the parking space. That's always good. And I've turned the wrong way again. Here's where the keyboard kind of doesn't work, because that's a reflection of the visual rather than the visual itself. So my earlier trick of steering like I would the normal way, but with the trailer, breaks down here because you want to reverse it from the reverse of the reverse, because it's a mirror image. Ooh, that was close. But I think we got around the red truck. Hopefully there are no cones that I'm about to hit. But I think I'm in the spot now. I'm vaguely near the spot at least. Right, now I think hard right to straighten off. And I hit something. Was it a cone? Yes. And again. This time, I think I'll just try to follow what the markers say, because that is what is helpful. And I've turned off the truck by accident. What we can do is we can start turning to follow this line, which is convenient. And I know that this won't exist in like a real life parking lot, but meh. I would try to avoid blindside turning in general. So, and from here I'm kind of on my own until I can straighten out again, because then I can see out my driver's side. Oh, I'm really gunning for that blue truck. Okay, so I think that means I want to straighten out a bit more. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. Oh, I hit the truck in front of me. Oh, I way undershot that. Okay. And again, trying to keep the parking spot vaguely in the wing mirror. Just trying to be slow and steady with it. How am I doing on this side? Got a lot of room on this side. How am I doing on that side? I can barely tell. Oh, I see the parking spot in the big mirror, and I'm slightly on the far side of it, but we can work with that. No, on the near side of it, but we can work with that. Once it's in the big wing mirror, then it's easier. Not easy, but easier. Just trying to make sure to not hit this guy. Right now it's actually be on this side. Oh, I've way undershot it again. And I hit a cone. And again. Alright, so I keep massively undershooting it, so I think I'll try to keep going backwards a little longer than I think I have to now. To try to turn there. And I've lost view of the parking spot. That's always fun. Trying to just keep the blue truck in view because I think that's on the near side. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm about to overshoot that. Turn sharper to line up. And make sure to not hit the guys on this side. I've got plenty of room here. And I'm about to hit the blue truck on the near side. Okay, see it in the big mirror. That's good. Don't hit that cone, please. Don't hit the cone, please. Don't hit the cone, please. Looks like I made it. Now it's in the space. That's good. Now let's try to straighten out. And let's take a look out this side to make sure that we can not hit the cones on this side. And that looks golden. Let's go. Go. Don't hit the cones. Do it. Did it. Let's go. Reversing it from a 45-degree setup. In this lesson, we'll take a look at 45-degree parking. When the situation permits, this is the preferred method by many for reversing into parking spots. So why is this taught now? By starting with the trailer already pointed where you want it to go, you have to do less maneuvering to get parked. This kind of setup allows you to see further into the parking spot, allowing for increased visibility where you're going. I repeat, in that case, why are we teaching this now rather than earlier? Drive well past the parking spot and line up at a roughly 45-degree angle. You'll want your trailer pointed at the truck on the far side of the parking spot you intend to reverse into. Turn the truck away from the spot to push the front of the trailer around, guiding the rear toward the parking spot. Be careful not to overdo it. Once you start turning, it's easier to make the turn sharper than to widen it. As the trailer enters the parking space, get the tractor in front of it and align the combination. Stop in the designated spot and secure the truck. Let's do this thing. Let's drive up and orient this truck at a 45-degree angle. And don't hit the barriers. There we go. And now just simply reverse into the spot. If I mess this up, this will be really embarrassing, because this is one of the more forgiving of the scenarios, and the whole idea is that this is the easy parking method, whereas the previous challenges have been really hard. And there we go. Easy as that. Maneuvering in a tight space. In this scenario, we'll go over how to turn around in a tight space. You won't always have a lot of room for maneuvering the truck, and will have to adapt to less than ideal situations. Drive through the alley toward the open area. On the left, there is another alley you must reverse into. Set yourself up however you wish with this in mind. It may be helpful to try to have the trailer pointed toward the alley before you start reversing. Reverse toward the alley. Be careful to keep an eye on all sides of the tractor and trailer. There are obstacles in the alley, so be sure to keep toward the driver's side. Once you have finished reversing, you can proceed forward and head back in the direction you came from. You may have difficulty seeing your trailer in the passenger side mirror as you exit, so use all the space available to your advantage. Continue driving toward the exit. Park in the designated area and secure the truck. Right. Let's do this thing. Truck on, parking brake off, truck in gear, and away we go. Let's go make this 3-point turn. Zoom. So I'm gonna try to take this a little bit wide and then line up at a 45-ish degree angle. So the trailer's already pointed that way, and then reverse into the alley. Luckily this is a driver's side reverse, so easier than the passenger side reverse, or the blind side reverse. That was a bit close for comfort. That's very close for comfort. And again, this time, don't go for speed and just try to do it. He says, as I'm still going for speed. This time, back into the alley, don't undershoot the turn. Honestly thought I was overshooting it for a second, then I hit the little pillar there. Make sure I don't hit the wall on this side Dang it. I realized too late. And again, don't overthink it. Just go over here so that it's facing toward the alley. Go over here so it's facing toward the alley again. That looks a lot better. Now reverse. Careful to not hit the little barrier thing and back into the alley. Here, I don't understand why we have to go all the way into the alley. Like, I feel like from here I could easily make the turn, but whatever. Guess they want to test me on backing into an alley again, which I've done. Ding. And now forward out. I'm going to try to take this turn wide so I don't hit that building. Not too wide though. Not too wide though. Did it? Can't see the trailer, but I'm hoping we're fine. And drive to the exit. Zoom and stop. And done. Right. On to the final scenario, and the only one I haven't actually done yet. Parallel parking with a trailer. Parallel parking with a trailer is a relevant skill for all truckers, whether street parking in a big city or stopping at a rest area in the countryside. It is something every trucker should know how to do. As you pass the parking lot, look carefully to ensure there's enough room for the tractor and trailer to fit. Here, we've ensured that you have plenty of room. Align yourself with the truck in front of the parking lot. Don't be too close to it. Keep some distance from it so you have room to work. Turn sharply away from the parking spot and start reversing. The idea is to get the trailer turning into the parking spot right away. Once the trailer is pointed well into the spot, you can start to turn it to follow it in. Start steering the trailer away from the curb before the driver's side trailer wheels have entered the spot. Straighten out the tractor with the trailer and then center yourself within the parking space. Park, shut down the engine, and secure the truck. And away we go. There are three major hurdles, or I guess two real major hurdles with this scenario. The first is making sure that the trailer doesn't hit the cones on that side, and making sure the truck doesn't hit the cones on this side. So you kind of need to find a balance for that. So let's start moving the trailer into the spot, except I accidentally turned it away from the spot. We're off to a flying start. So turn the trailer sharply into the spot and then straighten out the cab to follow it in. And I did not turn the cab to follow it in. That is sort of going to the spot. That's always nice. But I don't think that'll cut it. So I think I'll just try to go a bit far and try really hard to not hit that guy. Right, definitely gonna hit that guy. So I'm gonna straighten it off. And hopefully we can kind of shuffle this in. Problem is I can't see the guy behind me anymore, so that's always fun. Dang it. And again. Alright, so last time I didn't get enough angle on the trailer going into the spot, and so I tried to shuffle and that didn't work. So this time, I think I'll try to turn it a bit more before straightening off. The problem is I really don't want to hit those cones. Turn toward the spot. Make sure to not hit that guy. Gonna hit that guy. And now I think it's about time to start straightening off. Keep the wheels going that way. Oh wait, I've started turning away from the spot. That is not what I want to see. Stay turning that way. Still coming at that a bit shallow, but again, hopefully we can shuffle it out. Just go as far that way as you can. Try to straighten it out. I don't believe I hit you. Oh, I totally hit you. And again, start turning into the space. Make sure to not hit this guy with my cab. I think I want to start straightening off now. And I'm going to go to this camera so that I can make sure that I'm not in line to hit the cones. Make sure that I'm not actively pushing the trailer away from the parking spot this time. Good. And just keep this alignment until I have lined up with the spot. That looks really good. That looks really good right there. So turn sharp to line it up with the space and turn this way to follow it in. Got a lot of room. My only concern now is hitting the codes on the other side because I think I started straightening off late. Oh, I have hit the curb slightly, but I didn't cancel me out, so that's always good. So I do need to have a minor correction there. And probably a more major correction here. Dang it! I thought I had more space. But that was really close. That was really, really close. And again, just try to make sure to not hit the cones. What did I hit? Oh. Turned too late. And again, this should hopefully lead me into the spot generally. What did I hit? Okay, so I turned too sharp and went too far. This is tricky. This is really quite tricky. Because I can't see what's over there very well, and I can't see anything that's behind me. But that is something that I need to account for. Turn that way. Really sharp. Don't hit this guy. I misjudged where I was. And again, right, going away from him. Keep an eye on that to make sure we're lining up with the spot good. What? I swear I was past him. I'm not even touching you. Stop complaining. And again. Right. What? What did I hit? Oh, for the love of Pete. And again. I had this really good run a couple times ago, and now I've just lost it clearly. So I think what I'm doing is I'm going too far over, and I'm giving too big of an angle. So I want to just gently turn toward the space for now. And a hard turn here more so. And then try to straighten off around here. Oh no, I'm just going into the cones now, I think. So yeah, the problem with all of my alignment so far is I've gone way too far over too quickly, I think. So I think what I'll want to actually do is more so stuff like this. Alright, it's more gentle. And then I can get my front over faster. Not that gentle, that is actively moving away from the space. Alright, just gonna line back up over here. So now start turning this way. Now that's lined up with the parking spot. Now go to this view so I can line up my wheels. Make sure that it's not actively turning away from the space. Good. That looks like a good angle. That looks like a good angle. That looks like a really, really good angle. So, just gonna start hard over so I can line up the trailer with the space. Now, hard over the other way so I can line up the cab with the trailer. That looks fantastic. Go forward a little bit to line up, I guess? Question mark? I'm in the space from the looks of it. Maybe I need to back up a little more? Where the heck is going on? Oh, a little bit further forward. A little bit further forward. Did it! Let's go. Chapter 4 complete. Oh, that took way too long. I think that'll be all for me today. Coming up next in the finale, at least for this part, the final exam. Oh boy. But for today, this has been American Truck Simulator. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you again real soon.